Have you ever received a letter from the IRS saying that you owe penalty and interest? Do you have any options to get that forgiven? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can get your penalty abated from the IRS. If you like our content, please do give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. There's nothing worse than getting a letter from the IRS saying that you owe not only tax, but an additional penalty and interest. And when this happens, we want to talk about how you may be able to get that penalty forgiven. If the IRS sends a letter that you've incorrectly filed maybe your 1040, 941s, what we want to do is actually amend the tax returns. Oftentimes, if something's left off, say your 1040 tax return, the IRS will send you a letter that you owe additional tax, and they'll include a penalty and they'll include interest. Generally, the first step will actually be to file an amended, a 1040X. And sometimes by filing the amended 1040, you'll actually include some additional information that the IRS may not have had, and it's possible that you won't even owe quite as much as the letter initially said. If the letter was correct, you file your amended return and you do owe additional tax, well, in that case, then you're also going to owe penalty and interest. So what are your options to get that penalty forgiven? What we recommend is what's called the Form 843. This form allows you to claim for a refund or abatement of the penalty. The way this form works is you will fill out your name, your address, your tax ID number, whether it be for your Social Security or potentially an EIN for an entity. You'll include the tax period that the penalty is related to. So for example, if I filed my 2023 1040 and I left off some information, later on I get a letter from the IRS, I owe additional tax, but in addition to that, I owe a penalty. I want to notate that the tax period that this penalty is related to, January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. I'll want to notate the amount that the penalty is, as shown on the letter. And then you'll get to an option where you notate the reason that you're requesting penalty forgiveness. If this is your first time receiving a penalty from the IRS, then oftentimes the IRS will forgive the penalty if you request first-time penalty abatement. However, there are other reasons why you can request forgiveness. So for example, maybe it was related to COVID-19, maybe it was related to a disaster. You were in a disaster area and you weren't able to file your return on time. There are different reasons why you can request penalty abatement, and you would use this Form 843. You would send it in to the address from the letter that you received from the IRS. And by doing that, the IRS may forgive this penalty. And even if you're not sure whether or not you qualify for penalty forgiveness, it's worth a shot, and I would recommend requesting it from the IRS. If you enjoyed today's video, if you found this content helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It means the world to us. Thanks so much for tuning in.